ELECEED is one of the best manhwa on the market right now, and you should absolutely be reading it. Today we're going to take out a look at what ELECEED is, what makes it so special, as well as some of the things it does better than almost any other manhwa out there. ELECEED follows Jiwoo, a character that is born with the ability to go real fast. It's not the most special ability in the world, but he's born in a world where there are many individuals that are able to use abilities, except he doesn't know this. To him, he's just a character with a special ability that he kinda hates. He's able to use it to save people in some cases, but every time it forces his family to move around so that they're not chased away as some science project that's going to get tested or dissected, and to him, he just thinks that's his reality. At least that's what occurs until he meets Kaiden, and this happens really early on, so you don't really need to think about spoilers right now, but Kaiden is stuck in the form of a cat right now because his powers are depleted and he's using this transfiguration into a cat to be able to recuperate his strength at the time. It's a great device to allow him to be near the main character while also being this mentor type role, and this is one of the great dynamics and one of the things that makes ELECEED extraordinary. The relationship between mentor and trainee. In a lot of ways, it's a super toxic relationship. You have a character that basically is one of the most powerful characters in that world of these powerful beings, and he's training this newbie that doesn't know anything about that world to become unbelievably strong, but he's doing so in a very kind of hateful way. And what I'll say is, I think that relationship is one that gets far better maybe 50 chapters into the story. And I know that's unacceptably long, but I think the relationship really steps up, because I find the cat gimmick a little annoying at first, but it really works later on when they're putting more emphasis on the relationship, and the cat thing is just kind of just there as a thing. The story isn't just about mentor and trainee, though. It's also about friendship. And I hate saying this because it's such a stereotype of a lot of the traditional shonen manga of these friendship, protect my friends, nakama, all these things. And I honestly think that ELECEED is one of the most authentic, while I think a little soft, friendships I've ever seen, of just a group of unlikely people that end up being friends with each other, but in a truly deep way. They're there for each other in every possible situation. It's just his way of accumulating friends is basically everyone challenges him to a duel, he defeats them, and they become his friend. It's a weird thing, but it really works for the story and develops these deep relationships that, again, I found a little annoying at first, because the action of the series is fantastic when it's happening. However, there's a lot of time spent on these relationships and these characters' backgrounds and their bad situations that force them maybe into the wrong side or the wrong relationship, and why now, by their friendship with Jiwoo, they're better people. At first, I wasn't too into it, and honestly, I didn't get through those first 20 or 30 chapters for quite some time until a lot of people in the community was like, ELECEED is one of the best manhwa ever created, and you need to be reading it. And I was like, okay, I'll force myself through it. And they were right. And this is one of the rare times where I'll say, power through. Because as you get through the story and you get into those later fights, you find out where ELECEED shines for the second time. So what's the story of ELECEED? So you have this mentor-trainee kind of mindset. You have these friendships that are being built, and you have the slow evolution of the main character as he encounters the world around him. This world of rankers, or people that are ranked in the top 10 in the world with these special abilities. You find out there's these associations in Korea that are of these superpowered beings that are keeping the peace between them. They're actually not ranked, but they're actually super powerful. There's this school dynamic that happens. There's a crazy cool stuff that happens there as well. There's international stuff that happens. The story just keeps expanding and growing, and you truly do feel when you encounter the top 10 in the world that there's a power scaling difference. There's a huge strength difference, and our protagonist is not there yet. But there's this feeling, because of the way the story is, that he will get there eventually. And the vibe of this whole thing is just every chapter that comes out, I have to rush to read it, because there are such amazing fights, great character interactions, and slightly complicated relationships in there as well, because you have these people that are known to be cold to the whole world, but happen to just like Jiwoo because there's something about him and the way he is that brings out the best in the people around him. If you like these type of videos where I break down a little bit on one specific manhwa, do leave a comment down below. I would love your opinion on that and any other type of topic that you'd like me to cover.